Did I actually screw this part up? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know yet. Okay, so a lot of the comments in my Yaesu FTM-150Rasp video were around the audio coming back to me when I was talking simplex to a couple of guys here locally to me. And I went back and looked at it, and you guys are not wrong about the audio kind of sounding weird. So I wanted to do another video that is unedited. The video you're watching right now is not going to be edited. I'm going to put I've got 3 files, and I'm just going to splice them all together and put it up on YouTube. So I hope I don't screw up anything when I'm talking in here. See, a long pause like that, I usually cut those out. Some people don't know this. I hired an editor about a year, maybe year and a half ago, and everything on all of my channels is done by an editor now. I don't edit any of my stuff, with the exception of my Friday shopping videos. Usually, if I post a shopping and deals video, Black Friday, Christmas, whatever, on Friday, I get up Friday morning, I find all the deals, I record the video, edit it myself, and post it all in the same day. So those I do myself. Everything else on all 3 or 4 of my channels is done by an editor. And he's pretty good. I've been very happy with him. So I contacted him after that last video premiered, and I was like, hey, did you do anything to the audio file? And he's like, no, I didn't mess with that. And I went back and I watched the first unedited file that I'd sent to him, and it sounded weird as well. So I can only surmise that my microphone and or mixer picked up something weird with that audio and made it just kind of sound off, because it does sound off. Now, I must say this also, it didn't sound that bad when I watched it on my computer before I uploaded it to YouTube. And when I went back and watched the original audio, unedited file, the original recorded file, it doesn't sound as weird as it does on YouTube either. So I don't know what that means exactly. And I must also say that this mixer here I've had for probably about 4, maybe 5 years. I've done DMR, D-Star, Fusion, All-Star, CW. I've done all kinds of stuff picking up audio through this mixer into the computer, and I've never had anything sound weird like that. So, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. The audio on the radio does sound quite good, but it seems to just kind of be a little bit off sync or off something on that first video. Now, I'm not going to remove that video. It's still a good representation about the menus and the power output and whatever on that 150R. But here in this video, the 2 clips I'm about to show you are completely unedited. I did a range test on 146.52 simplex with Frank. I texted him one day. I'm like, let me know when you're leaving work. He works about 30 to 45 minutes that way. I don't know what the mileage is. You have to go across Dallas to get there. And so he texted me. He's like, I'm on my way. So we did a little bit of range testing as he was driving from work, away from work, back to me, and getting closer to me as he came along. So I think it was a very good... This shows, in my opinion, I've already watched the video. This shows a little bit better representation of what the audio sounds like than that first video did. So you guys check this out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because the audio on these ASP radios really does sound good. I wanted to get a little bit better test of it. So let's take a look at this and see what you guys think about this part. Also, I wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by Ham Radio Prep. Save a 20% discount on all of their courses with the coupon code of Jason20, including their MCOM 101 course, their HF Masterclass course, and their Baofeng Basics course. All of those you can get for 20% off, including Technician, General, and Extra. HamRadioPrep.com, and tell them that Ham Radio 2.0 sent you. Let's take a look at this unedited video. Okay, that time it sounded pretty good. Try it again. Okay, you're on Dallas North Tollway, you said?
Dallas North, just past Frankfurt is your direction.
Okay, QSL, copy on Dallas North, just past Frankfurt. Are you on George Bush? I can't hear him at all now. Okay. Yeah, you're still maybe a little bit far out. I mean, you don't sound bad, but it's still kind of chopping in and out a little bit, at least over here where I'm at. I can't hear him at all now. I'll wait till he gets a little bit closer. I wanted to do sort of a range test because the sound of it is different if there's a lot of static coming in. So on Simplex, for instance, he's mostly noise right now. The sound is different. When you turn on the ASP, the sound is different if there's a lot of static as compared to if they're what you would call full quieting on a repeater, something like that. Right now it's on regular receive. It's not on ASP. ASP mode is not turned on. You can see because there's an S right here. There's an S right there on the screen. So I'm going to turn on ASP, and now it says ASP on the screen. I can open up this. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but it sounds kind of robotic. Okay, Frank, yeah, I can hear you. I heard you that time. Doing some testing with the ASP feature on this radio. Come back again. Give me like a 5 count.
Roger. This is KAG5AHJ, a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And now he just let off the mic, and you can still not hear static, but it sounds like weird in the background. Okay, QSL, you're at George Bush and 35. Give me one more 5 count if you don't mind. Okay, good deal, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. I wanted to do some more testing because some of the audio results I got with this were a little bit weird the first time, and I'm going to do a little bit more tinkering with it and see what's going on with it. Okay, QSL, thanks for that. I wanted to do some more audio tests with it because the results I got the first time were a little bit weird, so I wanted to do another test.
Roger. How are those? Did they come back better, or are they still weird?
Well, I mean, to me it sounds a little weird, but it's really more, it sounds good. It doesn't sound bad, but it's more the way the microphone is picking it up, I think. Here we go again.
Interesting. Sounds more clear now, George Bush and Sandy. Sounds pretty clear for templates for this distance.
Well, yeah, it should sound clear to you. I'm on an antenna that's 30 feet in the air on a base station, pumping about 65 watts right now. Yeah, you're moving in a mobile station, so you're lower than I am. So I was really wanting to hear how your signal sounded coming back to me. That's the test I'm trying for right now. Oh, it almost didn't pick it up that time. Still on ASP. Still heard some static that time. That's weird. Come back again, Frank. That sounds terrible. This is that new Yaesu radio with the ASP function. The ASP function is what I'm testing.
Roger. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird in the first video, and I think it's because of my mixer, but that's what I'm testing right now, so we'll know shortly.
Sounds good. Yeah, I saw a couple of demonstrations on that, and man, that's pretty good. Can't wait to get that in HF.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that would be good in HF, wouldn't it?
Heating mode enabled.
Roger. Okay, dude. Are you headed home, or where are you headed?
I'm headed home. I still got to finish up the and I think I am going to stay at home tonight and do some stuff around the house after I finish the workday and do stuff in the video editing.
Okay, so you're not going to go up to the cigar bar tonight?
No, not tonight.
Okay, well, this is probably the last night I'll be able to this week, because tomorrow I think I have to do security tomorrow, and then Thursday night Emily will be home, so if it's not tonight, I probably won't be able to go again this week.
Yeah, after tonight, I'm pretty much booked up also, too. I got Jennifer's coming over for a bit this weekend, and that's why I got to straighten up the house.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. No worries. All right, man. Well, we'll talk at you soon. I've got some work I could be doing here anyway, so we'll talk at you in a little bit. Roger, man. Thanks for the test. Sounding good out there. KC5 HWB. Of course. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, turn that down before somebody else pops in there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to go listen to this. I'm not going to edit it, like I said in the beginning. I'm going to go listen to this, and then I'm going to come back and make a second part to the video that I'll just tack on to the end of this one that is commentary on it. So stick around for the next half a second while I go listen to that and then come back. Okay, I just listened to that whole thing, and I did not hear a recreation of what that first video had. It did sound more... I think I said in the beginning, a lot of times people will come by and I'll do a video about a DMR radio or hotspot or something. They're like, well, I don't like DMR because it sounds like you're underwater. It doesn't actually sound like you're underwater once you get used to hearing it. Once you get used to hearing it, you just get used to it. The first time you hear single sideband, it was weird. I mean, it was weird for me anyway. It was weird for me the first time I heard single sideband, but I'm used to it now. I hear single sideband all the time. It sounds natural to me. Unlike DMR and Fusion and D-Star and everything, you can kind of tweak single sideband. You can adjust the RIT or adjust the frequency ever so slightly, and you kind of make the person sound a little bit better depending on how good their signal is. But it sounded kind of watered down in the video recording that you just watched, that I just listened to before I'm recording this segment. But it didn't sound like that on the actual radio. Not to me. It didn't sound exactly like that on the actual radio. So it does sound a little bit different to the ear than it does through the microphone, but not to that degree. So I don't know. There was some kind of fluke. I think it was probably something with the mixer or with, or you know what? The difference that I noticed from playing it, after I get the files back from the editor, I listen to them before I upload them to YouTube. It sounded different to me playing it locally on the machine than it did on YouTube. So I don't know. It's a fluke. It was a fluke. So once again, I apologize that if there was any confusion, it was not meant to make the radio sound any better or worse than it was. It was just to kind of give you an idea of what the radio sounded like, but there was a little bit of ambiguity in that first video. That's why I wanted to make this second video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any other questions, any other tests you want to run on this video, on this radio, I should say. I'm not going to edit that part out. If you have any other test you want me to run on this radio, put a comment in the video below. 73.